I would yield to Mr. Roy for questions.
I thank the chair. Appreciate the gentleman for being here today in front of the Rules Committee. Before I start, I do want to offer my heartfelt condolences to the chairman. We had such a great celebration of Chairman Burgess and his commitment. Obviously, fellow Texan, one of the more outstanding human beings that we're able to work with, and obviously we're praying for his family. And his social media post channeling his faith, I think speaks volumes of his strength of character, and so we're certainly thinking about him today and his whole family. Secondly, I will address first what the gentleman from Colorado was just inquiring about, and we'll see what happens here on the process here with amendments and whether the gentleman from Colorado offers one or not. I'm certainly highly sympathetic to his concern. I know it's a concern to the governor of Texas. I know it's a concern to a number of state governors. And certainly I think while a understandably small number relative to the overall guard, in terms of precedent, in terms of where we're headed, it certainly raises concerns. And I think should be addressed before we deal with the next National Defense Authorization Act, whatever the disposition ultimately ends up being today and going forward and as we move forward through the appropriation cycle. But I would just say I would generally speaking agree, as I'm kind of catching up on the issue, frankly, with that concern, and want to make sure we address it between now and the next NDAA if it's not addressed now. Broadly speaking, I think, like last year's NDAA, I think for me there's some good and there's some bad. That is the nature of course, the process, that we're not all going to be thrilled with every aspect of a piece of legislation. I'm glad that the overall funding contemplated in the NDAA is within the FRA caps. I know that there's a ongoing discussion and debate, importantly, in the defense community and here on the Hill about our need to have additional funding for additional resources that are needed to deal with modernization. I certainly think that's an important conversation to have as we head into reconciliation and the remainder of the 25 appropriation cycle and the next NDAA. And I support that. I say as a fiscal conservative, having that conversation and that debate about what we need to do and finding the right way to modernize and make sure our military is without question the best in the world and able to defend the United States. That being said, all in the context of figuring out how to deal with our deficits and debt situation. So I certainly appreciate that this bill stays within the FRA and that it addresses some of the issues that I recognize the ranking member raised as a concern. I believe was frankly on the short side of what we ought to do. I supported the House amendment on dealing with getting defense and getting our federal government out of the business of the issues of sex surgeries and the issues related to what the ranking member referred to as gender dysphoria. I've had significant conversations with a number of folks on this in the House Judiciary Committee, Chloe Cole and others who have come in and testified about the horrors of what have been done to them. And I think this was at least a step in the right direction. And frankly, to be clear, I think these questions need to be pulled out of the debate of defense so we can get back to the business of defending the United States of America without having to deal with social engineering debates. I think we need to get back to the focus and make sure that we can defend this country. And so I appreciate that. I think this bill is a step in that direction. And certainly for that reason, I support the rule while still raising some concerns about the substance on the floor. But I think that the rule should move forward for the reasons that I just discussed. And with that, I will yield back to the chair.